Kitty, no! No, Kitty, look, look. You don't know what this is yet. Look, look, look. The dogs know what it is. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Ah! Ah! No, Kitty! Kitty, no! Kitty, no, no, no. Look, 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 look. Doesn't that smell good? Yeah? Why are you freaking out? No, 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 no. Don't panic. Don't panic. Look. Kitty, 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 kitty. No. You know the dogs will eat it if you don't. Eee! Where are you going? No, don't panic. It's okay. It's okay. Look. I'll just put you in my lap normally. Come on. Come on. The internet said you would love this. The internet said you would love this. Why aren't you loving this? Really? What? You just want love? Is that all you want? I know, I woke you up for this. I woke you up for this and you were not appreciative. I just was trying to get, you know. Really? Really? Where are you going? Where are you going? There's nowhere for you to go. Where are you going? Hmm? Where are you going? Where are you gonna go? Are you trying to run away? But I have a treat for you. Look at this treat. No. The internet said you would love it. Did the internet lie? I have a feeling the internet lied to me. Here, just lay down. It's okay. Lay down. You're gonna get cat fur all over me, aren't you? You don't want the treat, but you want love. I mean, I guess I can respect that. I guess I can respect that. This, whatever it is, just pet me. Hey, Uncle Bill! I guess I should turn down the music, huh? As soon as I find my cursor. Ah! There it is. Come on. There, now the music's a little bit down. I have the cat in my lap, but hey! The cat in my lap. The cat is not cooperating. I bought these really cool treats for the cat. And the cat's like, no, I just want to be pet instead. So, where are you going? Why are you running away? Look. Look. See? See? Here's the really cool lickable treat. He doesn't have to chew. And he's like, no, 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 not interested. Not interested. I'm like, I don't know what to do with this now that it's opened. I don't know if he's just not interested because, you know, he'd rather not be in my lap. He's swishing his tail like he doesn't want to be in my lap. And there he goes. I'm telling you, cat, I have food. You're gonna scream in a couple hours. Keeping forgetting that this is one of the 3 channels that has issue with my new form. LOL. Yeah, I know. It's frustrating. Now the dogs are like, hey, can we have some of that? Oh, you're back? Okay. Wanna try it now? Probably thinks I'm trying to force feed him. Now we gotta, like, carefully, I guess, fold this down and try again later. Yeah, the bot really doesn't like your thing, huh? Kind of funny because cat's like hasn't quite ran away and he's at the bottom of my chair and the dog is licking the cat's face. Come here, Tink. Come Here, we'll let Puck lick it. Because I got some on my finger. And now watch, the cat's gonna hate these treats entirely. And I have a bunch of them. A bunch of them. So yeah, there was a kitty sighting. He's still in here. I think he just doesn't want to cooperate. I don't know what he's afraid of. He is right by my feet, which is why I keep turning down or looking down, is because he's right there. So we may have a favorite human sighting today. He is supposed to be getting off work early. So there's that. There is that. Well, hi. But if you want the treat, you have to be up in my lap. He's like, I can do that. Oof. No, 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 no! Tinker's standing just off camera, and she's essentially looking at me like, but I don't want to go off camera, or I don't want to go outside. And the cat's like, I want to be near you, but I don't want to be in your lap. Hey, Veronica! Yeah, the cat and I are... I don't know what the cat wants. I woke him up, to be fair. Because I'm like, oh, I have these awesome treats. What? You're stuck in my hair. Alright, you're gonna jump down again? I have these awesome treats for the cat. He doesn't have to chew. They're amazing. It is indeed a lickable treat. And the one I'm trying to give him that he won't take... Yeah, it's smelly. And he wants to be pet, but he doesn't want to be in my lap and be pet. Hey, Guido! Join me shortly from the balcony. Oh, apparently Puck knows your name, Guido. Because I said, hey, Guido, and Puck immediately turned. So I guess we should fill up, since the cat's not cooperating, I guess we should fill up the Cheerios. Oof. As I move my green screen and everything around. Alright, Cheerios are filled up. Yeah, no, the treats are smelly, and I got like a sampler pack. There's... how many things are... So there's 4 tubes in each pack, and I think I got... I can grab them out of the cubbies. Yeah, I have a bunch of these. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different packs. That's 36 tubes. Got one of each flavor. So I figured, oh, you know, this way I can find one that the cat likes, but I don't think we're gonna have much luck. I'm trying to give him the chicken with shrimp flavor, but he's just like, nope. So, usually the smellier, the more they like them. Yeah, I know. He's, I'm gonna try later when he's screaming for food. Because I did wake him up, so I don't think he's really hungry. Although it's been a couple hours since he last ate. But, I can't remember what... There we go. What light is doing that? He really hasn't been... He's eating, but he's not maintaining weight. He's like skin and bones. So, and he... As I've said before, he has like no teeth. He has very few teeth, and he's very old, so he doesn't like to eat, he doesn't like to eat hard food. He has hard food available to him all the time. He has eaten some of it. If I've wetted it... Oh, this music's disturbing. We're downvoting this. Alright. He'll eat some of it, but not a whole lot. He's just... If I soften it, he'll eat some of it, but not a whole lot. I'm thinking I'm getting to the point that when I go to the grocery store or I go to the butcher, I'm just going to ask for organ meat. So, like, give him some chicken livers or something. Figure that'll help a little, maybe. Oh, you can make a bed, Puck? Or baby food. Oh, I didn't think about that one. And that one's super easy for me to get. I'm just, at this point, I'm like, alright, it's gotta be high calorie. It's gotta be something he'll eat. Baby food can be about the same price as like a can of cat food. I know it's not gonna be super balanced, but at this point I'm more worried about getting calories in him. So, and I was hoping the treats would work, but we'll see. He's eating, so I'm not too worried because he's done the whole not eating thing before, and he gets really expensive because cats, their livers actually get weird when they don't eat. So, but he's eating, so baby food sounds like a really good idea, Veronica. I might actually try that. Favorite Human's gonna take me to the store, and he's gonna be like, "Why are we getting baby food and chicken livers, chicken kidneys?" I'm like, "Well, don't ask. You don't want to know." Oh, you found the toy, Tinkerbell. Are you gonna bring the toy over here where I can play? Come here. Puck's like, "No, but I'll lay on my bed." She's taking her squeaky possum off camera. So, but yeah, so who's watching Game of Thrones tonight? No spoilers. Fresh shrimp was all one cat would eat when sick. Oh. There's a shrimp allergy in the house, so I don't know. I might try it. And go get some frozen shrimp and let it thaw, and then yeah, I hear you, cat. We're talking about you. And I guess puree it. I might have some bonito flakes still that I could probably try dissolving in something. I've been wanting to try cooking with anchovies, which before everybody freaks out, I guess there's a certain kind of anchovies that like just dissolves when you cook with it, and it adds a nice umami flavor to whatever you're cooking. So, hi Zoe! Yeah, as long as the person with the shrimp allergy isn't handling or eating the shrimp, because I guess it's more of a... I'm not the one allergic, but I know they can be around shrimp, and I think it's a food that he just doesn't like anyways, possibly because it makes him sick. But yeah, I'm like, cat, I bought you lots of cat treats. Hey, Wayne Johnson. So, hi Zoe, I saw you slip in. How you guys doing? We're talking about my cat. I bought my cat these wonderful... Yeah, I know, my camera doesn't pick it up and my camera's not set. Wonderful, lickable, irresistible cat treats, and I don't even think he's like, hey! They're not for you. Go outside. Just go outside. But he won't even lick at him, so I don't know if it's because he's not hungry yet. It's because I'm holding him the way he doesn't want to be held, when he just wants me to pet him, and I did kind of wake him up. So there was a cat on camera, y'all missed it, and the dogs are just off camera. So let me fix that. And Tinker was playing with her squeaky toy, and Puck was laying on the bed. Already decided that we need a second, doggy bed like this. One to just keep downstairs. Because this one was meant for the bedroom, so he wasn't sleeping on the floor. Guess where he's still sleeping? On the floor. Yeah. So, I guess Paranor and I will be watching Game of Thrones tonight. Pretty much I know my friends and I are going to have a bit of a feast, so I'm saving up all my calories tonight for that. It should be good. It should be good stuff. I'm kind of excited. I know all the leaks have been true, and true so far, and I've read the leaks, which makes me insanely sad. Because, like, I really don't want them to be true, but they're gonna be true. Me what? No spoilers. I do not spoil things. Hey, Sammy, thanks for the bits. Hey, Puck, can you speak? Oh, Puck says thank you. I say thank you. Here's the Cheerios, and It's so adorable. He's just off camera. And make it rain! Yeah, no spoilers. Paranoia, I said you and I were going to be watching Game of Thrones. No spoilers. I've read all the leaks, but I don't spoil unless people have asked me to spoil, and because more than one of you are watching, even if one person says spoil it for me, no. So Bill Mahler's a spoiler. Oh, look, Puck, more bits. Can you speak? Come on. Puck, speak. He's still hunting for more bits. Puck, speak. There's one right under him that he's just keeps missing. See? See them? There he goes. Oh, more bits. Puck, are you ready to speak? Come on, speak. All right. Can you speak again? Come on, speak. Oof. Oof. All right. I got him to bark twice, so thank you. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Kevlar. So here's one handful. Speak. Come on. All right. Puck says thank you. I say thank you. And make it rain. And I got him to bark earlier. So he already said thank you. And I say thank you. And... Did you see that? And... Puck. And... He's like, no. And... Make it rain. He totally flinches when I do that. I am highly, highly amused by that. So, Mia. Hey, Astro B! I will DVR GOT and watch with my daughter later in the week. Aw, that's sweet. I rewatched Game of Thrones last week with Favorite Human because he couldn't go with us to our friend's house and watch it. He's like, I have to open. I can't stay up late. Hey, DPI. Oh. See, and I know Guido's watching, and I know Guido's probably making dinner, and now I'm hungry. Now I'm hungry. Do I even have water? I do. Alright, excuse me while I open a can of water. Oh, now you cry, cat. DPI is devouring his dinner right now. So what's for dinner, DPI? Since I'm sure Guido's, out on the balcony enjoying his dinner too and can't answer. Let's see, I think if I put that there, it won't be in the way. Oh, Paranoia had pizza. Fresh white asparagus with potatoes. Oh, that actually sounds really good. Like, I've seen the spots in the grocery store for the white asparagus, but we keep going at the wrong time of day, so they're never in stock. Pasta house here, says Sammy. Ooh, pasta sounds good too. I think tonight we're having some sort of chicken. Oh shoot, I might actually be required to bring something. Ooh, Guido is not making dinner. Visited some friends and they did some barbecuing. Ooh, fancy. Barbecue sounds amazing. I don't know if they're gonna grill the chicken tonight. I just know that we're bringing chicken breasts, I think. So, I'm sitting in my favorite pub, the Little Dragon. Oh, that's amazing. How many taps do they have? Steps. So it looks like everybody's here. Of course, Tinker's like, I'm gonna sit my mom now because Puck's just gonna be a hog with the Cheerios. I am still amazed by the tap house in Seattle. Oh my goodness, the closest thing to the tap house in Seattle. So for those that don't know, the tap house in Seattle has something like 99 taps or more, just a wall of taps. It's amazing. The closest thing to that here is, that I know of, is one of two places. So the first one is called Magic Tree, and they have, I think, at least 6 taps where they keep Belgians on. And I think they have a total of 22 taps or more. Let me look this up real quick. Magic Tree, Boardman. Oh, I think I actually have to go to their Facebook page. Oh, it's 160 beers. See, I knew it was at least 99. Oh, they're having baklava cheesecake for dessert. Oh, I might actually have that delivered to my friend's house. Let's see, Magic Tree, Boardman. I know, Kat, I hear you. They have 41 drafts, 41 beers, and 8 wines, always on tap. So that's the Magic Tree. The other place that we don't go to the Magic Tree as much as we used to. The other place that we go to is called Vintage Estates. And it's actually Vintage Estate wine and beer. And they have 34 craft beers on tap. So they also have a tasting lounge with mead, scotch, and bourbon. And the Diamond Bar usually has $5 drafts. So they make fresh hand-stretched flatbreads, which are really just fancy pizzas. And they make a pierogi pizza, which if you don't know what pierogi are, it's a potato dumpling. Well, it can be more than just potato, but it's kind of a large dumpling, usually filled with potato or cabbage or cottage cheese if you're in this part of Ohio. Little green dragon, Enfield. Oh, that's adorable. It's such a cute little place. It's such a cute little place. Oh, it looks like it's real cozy. But, yeah, Vintage Estates has 34, and... Oh yeah, I was talking about pierogi. Slovak, Polish kind of dumpling. They can be kind of boring, but you can fill them with anything. They're really common in this area. Yeah. Kevlar says, hey everyone, cleaning up the garage. Need open space. Any volunteers out there? You're in a totally different country. Otherwise I'd be like, yeah, maybe. So, close all these other things. And, keep tossing Cheerios at the dogs. I think the music's at a good level. So, yeah, I don't think I have the official video I made to be like, here's the start of the broadcast, so we're just gonna keep chatting about things and stuff. Hey, Keeper of Maps! 160 beers. Oh my goodness. And I can only get a quarter of that in Youngstown at one of the spots. There's another place with a lot of taps, but they don't serve food. How many taps do they have? Whistle and Keg, Youngstown. Well, New Jersey is its own country, or so I've been told. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I'm confusing you with Trekker Kev. Look at me all screwing up. Oh my goodness. So... Whistle and Keg. I guess they have 3 locations. They have, I guess, 43 taps. Okay. So yeah, the most I can get at any one location in Boardman is 43 taps. Whistle and Keg. Why do they show like 48? Although those are the ones outside. I don't know. They probably have some duplicates. But Whistle and Keg charges by the ounce. So, oh, more bits, and I just tossed Cheerios at him, so I don't think I can get him to bark. Hey Puck, can you speak? He's like, yeah, once I finish, finding all these little ones, Mom. Puck, hey, and speak. I tried. Yeah, a pub with 4 beers is entirely sufficient as long as it's good 4 beers. I agree. The variety can get overwhelming, so like when I go to Whistle and Keg, because that's the pour your own by the ounce thing. Puck, speak. Woof. Speak. Come on. Come on. You could say thank you louder than that. Woof. Woof. Alright, well that was a very weak thank you, but he thanks you and I thank you, Veronica, so make it rain! Yeah, 4 good, as long as they're good beers, 4 taps is enough. The pour your own place, I typically go and do like a couple ounces for each, and then at Magic Tree I'll do flights. So. Oh, now you decide to make an appearance. You don't want Cheerios. I've tried to give you your treat. He's just outside of he's just outside of the camera range. And there was a cat on camera. Y'all saw my dog freak out. Let me fix the camera because he freaked out. Alright, so I don't think the puck's gonna, you know, do any of that stuff soon. So let me get rid of the just hanging out tab, because we're pretty much, you know... How? Oh, because I moved my foot. The dogs do not have their own, like, permanently mounted thing, and the cord isn't extended, and it's by my foot. Sammy asks, who won? Considering I just heard the cat jump over the gate, I'm gonna say the dog won. And now he's gonna cry. I tried, people. I tried. I have treats, but he doesn't want to be in my lap. Oh my goodness. Okay, so first, we're gonna keep chatting. I'm gonna try to ignore my cat. So, the first thing we need to do, because I haven't done it yet, is Spitzer Space Telescope Palette. Because yes, these images totally have palettes. Or rather, what do I want to say? Space telescopes have palettes, and there's something called the, like Hubble Space Telescope palette, but I don't know about the Spitzer palette, so try it. Google about the color mapping table. There we go. Meowny, meow Annie. I know, right? Right. Yeah, Pretzel Rocks is doing its job, telling us what we're listening to. Oh, did you know that Spitzer was cryogenically cooled? I mean, I knew it was infrared. Swirling palette of colors. So, yeah, part of me is like, I want to go back and rescue the cat, and the other part of me is like, he's gonna be just doing his now. So we know how we talk about helium not being used in balloons for reasons. Get on camera. Do your job. Spitzer is actually cooled by liquid helium, and I guess it was launched in 2003 and still operating as of 2019, and the planned mission period was 2.5 years. With a pre-launch expectation that the mission could extend to 5 or slightly more years until the onboard liquid helium supply was exhausted. This apparently occurred on the 15th of May, 2009, and even though it's still operating, without the liquid helium to cool the telescope to the very low temperatures needed to operate, most of the instruments are no longer usable. However, the 2 shortest wavelength modules of the IRAC camera are still operable with the same sensitivity as before the cryogen, the liquid helium, was exhausted. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That is super cool. Oh, Nightbot is adorable! The only thing cheaper in London than Austin is a pint of Guinness. Well, yeah, I imagine it would be cheaper in London than Austin. So it's probably not going to tell me what palette it uses. Infrared camera, which works simultaneously on 4 wavelengths, which, boom, we found it. So I think... Oh, Kevlar is saying one major factor that makes a great pub, no TVs. It's cheaper too, because you're not paying for like cable subscriptions. I think the only place I go to that doesn't have a TV is probably Vintage Estates. And I know there I'm a lot more chatty than if there was a TV. Because if there's a TV and they have closed captioning on, I am definitely... I almost definitely pay attention to the TV. Shh. I know, buddy. I know. DPI saying, in London, Guinness wouldn't be my first choice of beer, to be honest. I would be trying the ciders. Part of me is like, I'm breaking my own rule. Oh well. I'd be trying the ciders. I know the ciders are very different than here. America, for those of you that don't live in America, the US, and I don't know if this applies to Canada as well, but cider, you have to differentiate between cider, because there's 2 different kinds. The first is the sweet cider, which is essentially unfiltered apple juice and is common in the fall. I think it's made with like bruised apples. Like there's cider presses all around. It's kind of, in my part of the country, it's a seasonal thing. You can get it year round, but it's really expensive. Something like $6 a gallon, which is a lot. It's a lot. What's the other one? And then the other ones, that's sweet cider, which is just unfiltered apple juice. And then hard cider is the alcoholic cider. And I guess, especially in the UK, people are like, what's the difference? Because cider there is just hard cider, alcoholic cider, and I guess all apple juice is unfiltered? Is there a similar difference between cider and cider? I didn't realize that the different spelling meant a different thing. To me, the second spelling of cider, that's Charlie, India, Delta, Romeo, Echo, means the same thing as the first spelling of cider, DPI said, which is Charlie, India, Delta, Echo, Romeo. So they're just swapping the R and the E, and to me that's like theater and theater. You just swap the back and forth, and I don't think there's a difference. I think one's, yeah, one is the English spelling and the other is a French spelling. Oh shoot! A gallon of gas is the $6 per gallon is the price of gas in London. Like, that's how much petrol? Oh my goodness, okay. Would I be a terrible person if I told you I haven't seen gas prices over $3 in a while? I have paid something like $5 a gallon for gas. And I think at that point I just stopped complaining about gas prices and just paid it. They sell petrol in gallons? No, I think they sell it in liters like Canada does. I might be wrong. I don't know. Look at me. I've never been to the UK. Look at me talking like I know about, you know, living in the UK. Okay, there were a couple images here that were like, this is what color went with this. And I've already lost them. You Americans don't notice, hence you keep driving your Dodge Rams. No offense meant. Yeah. People complain about the tax on gas, though, because it does vary state by state. And I think when I paid $5 a gallon, I was living in upstate New York, and I needed to get somewhere. So I was just like, don't care. So when I came back home to Ohio, where the taxes on gas are lower, everybody was complaining about something like $3 a gallon. I'm like, I don't understand why you guys are complaining. I really don't. It just says wavelengths of, and we have one of each of those wavelengths. We have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we don't. So we should have 4 wavelengths, but we have 5 images. Yeah, I don't like using gallons because 3.34 a gallon is the cheapest here. It might be over that. I haven't had to buy gas in a while because I still don't have my scooter. So which is going to be fixed soon because my dad and I are swapping scooters. He bought a newer year of the same model of scooter that I have. And pretty much everything's the same, it's just newer, and he fixed that up as his winter project. And I immediately said, Dad, can we trade? And to my surprise, he actually said yes. So, I think he's gonna sell my older one. Larry Weird and Proud says, leave the oil in the ground, it's killing us. Ask Bill Nye. I know it's killing us. Part of my argument is I don't have a car, but I know that doesn't really do a whole lot. Alright, so we're gonna look at these images on Fitz Liberator. I know I pulled up the data at one point, and I have cleaned my desk a couple times since I pulled up that data, so we're gonna try this again. And I may actually have to pull the data from the text files that the things came with. So I also need to make sure that somebody says, I'd love to drive a Tesla 3, but I'd need to buy a house for that. It's actually, I think it's actually better if you get like a used alright, this one's kind of a sad song. I think it's actually better if you get a used Prius, like environmentally, rather than a whole new car. Yeah, all I know is that a lot of this stuff is complicated, and I know I don't understand a lot of it. And right now I'm just trying to, don't mind me, I'm trying to find the images that I used before. Okay, I found something that ends in 308. So, and I know that's one of the things I have. Auto scaling, reset. Yeah, that's not something I can use. Ooh, pretty image. Yeah, I know. It is super pretty, isn't it? This is technically what we're working with. I'm not sure why. I have it open in Fits, and it's just not working right. So, I don't know what's up with that. So we're going to look at the metadata, and I know you guys can't see what I'm looking at, and that's fine. That's fine. That's fine, Paranor. Rest well. I hope you feel better. Thank you. Sammy says, I just drive my recumbent bicycle with pasta power. I had an e-bike at the time. It was a really good idea, but now I'm thinking I probably should have spent the money on a on a decent bicycle, because the amount of money I spent on that bike and the amount of money it costs to replace the battery, at least the amount that it used to cost to replace the battery, I could have bought a brand new bike for. Because the thing won't turn on and it doesn't have enough gears without the power, it sits unused in my house. Because if I leave it outside, it'll A, get ruined, and B, get stolen. Which to me is hilarious. I'm like, y'all want to steal a bike that doesn't work? Wayne says, if anyone pops across the pond and fancies a meetup for a beer in Enfield, North London. Astro B says, hey Annie, is there any space news today? I have not looked at the space news. I do know I had looked at something a while ago by a while ago, I mean, it was probably on Friday. That was, oh geez, where did I put that? It must be here. Read me. Miss Town says, breaking space news just in. Space is big. This has been your space news for today. I know there was a CubeSat that pointed itself down at, just open in Notepad. Yeah, the Starlink launch didn't happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. But there's a CubeSat that pointed itself at a California city, and the images it took were pretty cool. So if Dr. Pamela doesn't cover that before Wednesday, I'm going to cover that. Starlink, or DPI says Starlink will probably happen next week, and I won't get up for it again. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So we do want the PCB. And I'm going to set this up so you guys can see the same thing that I'm reading, which is, to you is like, well, duh, you should be showing us this, and to me, I'm like, well, I wasn't thinking about it. So let me find Notepad. And I think this might be, hold on. Let me fix it. I'm fixing it. TPI says, or Mistown says, you mean bike riding during a mild summer? Ay. Properties. Okay, so I must want filters then. Turn off crop pad. There we go. Alright, now I can show you guys what I'm looking at. I'll increase the text size in a second. Pretty much as soon as I get things flipped over. So this is what I'm looking at. Oh good, and it's rounding for you guys. And of course, as soon as I maximize it, it breaks. Yeah, Midtown lives in Sacramento, and it gets hot in the summer from what I've been told. So, this is indeed Notepad++. I have stuff like info for Twitch channels. Open. I don't know what new 1 and 2 are. I guess I'll look at that later. So, this file that's talking about this basic observation, this is the README that came with the Spitzer data. And, and I am essentially just running through. Alright, I'm gonna. Okay, that should still be readable for you guys and me. Essentially gonna run through everything and look at the bits that we do have. And I'm fairly certain we're working with the PBCD files, which is what we want to be using. I'm more interested in finding what wavelengths are what images. So this is what we're doing. And I know it's not as exciting as colorizing the actual data, but this is the first time I've worked with Spitzer data, and everything else that we've done up until this point has been the same as working with Hubble data. But now I'm at the point where, like, okay, I want to color things, and is there a palette already in place, which there might be, which I know I said I would research that in my own time, but you guys are just kind of along for the ride. Plus, this seems to be one of the things where I can chat and we can, you know, geek out about. So, ooh, Astro B says, my chicken and vegetables are roasted, so I will go have dinner. Enjoy dinner, Astro B. Yeah, I don't think I would do well with super hot summers. It gets pretty warm here. I don't know off the top of my head how warm, but it does get warm here to the point where having an e-bike in the summer where you don't have to do as much physical exertion was a lot better than riding a bike. Bye, Astro B. So yeah, there was that. Plus I could go faster on an e-bike, and it was amazing. All right, so here's the description of the observation request. So we have the PI, or the observer, who is Joseph M. Mazzarella, who I may actually be able to contact. And then this was taken during the cryogenic mission during a cold campaign. So the helium didn't run out until 2009. This was done in 2002 or 2004. Samoa can get warm, but it's beautiful, says Walker. Yeah. Yeah, and then this is some science data content that I don't fully understand. So we have channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I know this, I think this took, it's an IRAC map, and IRAC takes things that are in, uses 4 filters all at once. So why I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images is kind of beyond me. I don't remember what I did. I don't remember why I thought it was fine. So here's some other things. Mosaic image, mosaic covered map. I think everything I took was a mosaic image. Many more documenting the IRAC instrument handbook. Please don't make me go find the IRAC instrument handbook. So, okay, so there's that. So let me go back into channel 1, which only pulled the thing. Okay, so channel 1, so 9622, which I have on my thing, I'm gonna mark as channel 1. And we may actually have to pull up the handbook. And you guys can't see me messing around in the files, and that's okay. That's okay. So, PCBD. Tinker apparently does not believe about getting off the couch. Larry Weird and Proud says, I've seen a lot of people jogging in Texas summer by a street filled with traffic, breathing hot smog. How is this healthy? Veronica adds, West Coast burns a lot, and yeah, it literally does. So does Colorado, which is not a place where you'd think would burn a lot. So 9609 is channel 2. It's not a place you'd think would burn a lot, but they have a lot of forest fires, and I find that mildly terrifying. I'm not used to forest fires. I will be the first one to admit that. 9723 is channel 3. DPI says, I kind of want to visit Eureka. Larry Weird and Proud says, yeah, me too. Eureka, California? Channel 4. Which is apparently where I saved everything. 988. Oh, this isn't good. 9884 should be channel 4. Guess what's not in my image, guys? Did I delete it? I have the TIFF file. That's curious. So where'd I pull these other ones from? So let me open up this one. So this only has 2 channels. This was, oh, David Sanders data. Okay, so I pulled 2 different data sets. And these data were taken in a post, hey, cryogenic mission. Yeah, I see what I missed up. DPI says, I'd like to visit the US, but the lack of trains and public transportation is a hindrance. There are trains, they're just awkward. They're awkward and slow. And, they're awkward and slow, but they work. Alright, so now I need to figure out what data is that I don't want, essentially, because it seems like I screwed up big time. Nah, yeah, I know, I heard you. Hey! We heard you, okay? It's... Spoiler alert, it's not favorite human. Yeah, there are, as Veronica says, it really depends on where you go in the US as far as trains. The coasts seem to be really good for the trains, both East Coast and West Coast. Central US, where they would be much nicer to have, like, more of. By central US, I mean literally anything that's not the coast. They're just not as prevalent. We have the Greyhound system, which is not the nicest, but it's better than nothing. I've been on nicer buses in China, literally. Veronica says Montana, a car is required. That was me! Dogs are like, you're not allowed to put your can down. I heard that. It's a scrapper. Go outside. Ah! Anyways, yeah, some places, the US, you definitely do need a car. The big island of Hawaii is not one I remember having a really good transit system. But Oahu, where like Waikiki Beach is, and Honolulu, is a good place to go if you don't have a car, partially because of all the tourism has developed a really, really good bus service. So I remember it being like $2 a ride or something. It wasn't too expensive. Larry Weird and Proud says Amsterdam is about the same size as Austin. I see good public transit in Amsterdam and it works well. So I'm fairly certain in Amsterdam, car companies literally weren't paying to rip out the public transit. There used to be way more public transit in the US, but car companies are like, no, we want to sell more cars. So, Trillian says, Maui has no real mass transit, need to rent a car or Uber. Yeah. Veronica says, I never get a car in Las Vegas. No, oh my gosh. It's stupid expensive to park the car, like to get a car and park it in Las Vegas. Like at the hotel. Like I don't think a lot of the hotels offer free parking anymore. Yeah, I know. I hear the scrapper pulling away too. It's okay. Alright, so we found part of our problem. Is that some of the data that we have in here is not from the same data set. Chandra Loon says, much of the central US have zero transit. It's not the auto industry, but the trucking industry that killed the trains. Yes. Yeah, because there's a lot of freight that goes by truck that can also go by trains, and a lot of places are very hesitant to be like, well, put this all on trains. There's a lot does go by train, but it really does depend. DPI says it's probably better to fly from LA to San Francisco than go by train. You can actually get an overnight coach too. That totally exists. But as far as price, I really don't know which is better than the other. So, alright. So, the data that doesn't belong is this one and this one. So we're going to delete that. And then we're going to save this as... What is today's date? Oh my, we really haven't worked on this in 2 weeks. Nope. That's... Cancel. I put the wrong date in it. Save. Okay. So now we want that. Amtrak cabins are expensive. They really are. But, yeah. Amtrak cabins are expensive, but riding coach in Amtrak is pretty comfortable. It really is. You have a lot of legroom. All the Amtrak coach cars I've been on had outlets right next to the seats, one at a time. The Greyhound buses didn't have that. And, yeah. But by coach, I mean, like, overnight coach, I mean, like, a coach bus, like, a touring bus. Like a Greyhound bus. They have overnight ones where you actually have like little sleeping cabins in them. And that's cool. And that's kind of a good way to travel because, you know, you go to sleep and you wake up and, you know, in your brain, because you've been asleep that whole time, you haven't really noticed time passing, but time has passed and you're in a new location. So Bolt Bus is cool too. Bolt Bus is cool. I've don't think I've taken that. I've taken something similar. And it's partially because I just don't live in a big enough city to take Bolt Bus. Yeah, I hear you, Kat. If you come here, there's like treats and everything for you, buddy. Treats and everything for you. So, alright. So now I'm looking for... You guys can't see it, but I'm looking for the older data that I somehow just did not incorporate. So what we were missing? Oh, we were missing 4. So we want to open this. DPI says that I don't even get a suggestion for a train. Yes. That is weird because, not everybody thinks about taking the train. Gem Doctor says the only Amtrak I have taken was from Vancouver to Tucson for the Gem Show. George Pullman, the American, invented the sleeping car, and it was cheaper than a hotel. I believe it. Trillian says, I'm okay if I can see movement, but get motion sick in enclosed spaces. So I don't know how the sleeping buses work. You may actually get sick in one of the sleeping buses. But in Amtrak, if you were ride like Amtrak coach class, you can see all the movement. And what is this? 9884. This is indeed 9884. And just channel 4. And you can't. I'm sorry, I'm trying to multitask. And even the sleeper cars have, what is this, 6? Even the sleeper cars have windows. The sleeper cars are really nice because you're like, oh no, I'm paying just to sleep. No, 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 no. No, they feed you. The sleeper cars, they feed you. You get turn down service. It's like traveling first class. So if you kind of keep that in mind while you're booking or looking at the cost of a sleeper car, just, you get fed. You have a place to sleep. And I think there are showers. Probably not like in the sleeping car, but yeah. Trillian says, I always want to do the train trip through the national parks, but I think they may have stopped doing that. No, they have not, because I actually was looking at taking Amtrak not too long ago, and that was one of the things they advertised. So, and Walker says, I want to get the train cross country someday. So do I. So do I. And there's part of me that wants to get a sleeping cabin for it. It'll take about 3 or 4 days. And it's kind of expensive, and I would almost have to make a vacation out of it. Larry Weird and Proud says, Amtrak dome cars are cool. They look super cool. I have not had the opportunity to take one. Most of the Amtrak stuff I've done has been from Cleveland, Ohio to Syracuse, New York. And I know the train going from point A to point B, Cleveland to, or Ohio to New York, always left like really, it was always dark outside. So I don't ever remember seeing much of anything when I was on the train. But I do remember enjoying taking the train. So DPI says, on the other hand, I only ever took 2 flights on the American soil. So trust me when I say I would rather travel, if time isn't an issue and, you know, money's not too of an issue, I always look at taking the bus, taking the train, or flying. And for security purposes alone, as in not having to deal with security, plus I have to drive an hour to an airport anyways, I'd rather take the Greyhound or the Amtrak. Because neither one of those has the security process that you have with the other. You just have to make sure that you can prove who you are, you have your ticket, and things of that nature. And you get on. Granted, traveling by Greyhound, you're going to get a lot of people that, you know, that's, you get a different class of people traveling by Greyhound than you do with planes because it is cheaper. And you have people on like multi-day trips on Greyhound, which I'm like, oh my, because I don't think I could do that on Greyhound by myself. I would be worried. So yeah, rather than going through the hassle of going through security in the airport, I'd rather go by Greyhound or Amtrak. Amtrak is probably the best to me out of the 3, aside from the fact that trains are infrequent and often leave at odd times. So DPI says, I am probably totally spoiled by Japan. Yeah. I would like to go. There's a program that would allow, there's a couple programs that would allow you to go and teach English in Japan as kind of an exchange thing. And I would love to go. It would be awesome. And I would love to take their transit system. And I'm amazed at how young the kids are that take the transit system by themselves. And the parents are like, yeah, this is totally normal. Because Americans would be like, oh no, my 12-year-old can't, you know, navigate the city bus system by themselves. So... Trillian H2O says, hey, I'm getting there. After 9/11, it doubled the cost, but it just became so much easier just to ship my equipment for work and fly with just the carry-on. Oh yeah, I bet. Really? Why are you guys barking? DPI says, Americans helicopter too much nowadays. I don't have any answers to that. And parenting things is something I try to stay out of because no one's ever happy when you talk about parenting things. No one's ever happy. Somebody's always upset. Alright, so how about we align this image, which I forget how I did that before. So I think we need to do screen. We're going to lock this one in place so we don't accidentally move that one. And then this is the one that we're going to try to, you know, move. Which, how did I do that? Image, it's probably edit. Layer. No, I don't want adjustment layer. I want to move the layer. I know I've done this. Adjustments? No. Image rotation? Nope. That'll move the entire thing. Edit? Transform. There we go. Gem Doctor says, as a preteen, I traversed most of England with fellow train spotters looking for steam engines. I guess mothers had different attitudes in the 50s. They've actually kind of done a study that as throughout time, the amount of like territory that a child or a teenager could go without parents freaking out or worrying about it has actually shrunk. I remember my sister and I running around doing a whole lot of things when we were younger without a whole lot of adult supervision. And when my mom asked her being my sister, if, you know, could do the same for her daughter as she did for us, my sister was like, oh yeah, sure, fine, that's fine. And then when she found out that, I don't want to scale, I just want to move it. Then when she found out, that, you know, my niece was being allowed to play outside unsupervised, she kind of freaked out. I was like, sister, we used to do this all the time. We used to play outside unsupervised all the time. She wasn't happy with that answer. Oh no, I didn't want free transform. Cancel, 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 cancel. Oh, I don't like this song. Hold on, let me hit down arrow so it never comes back again. This one's not good either, sorry. If there's ever a song that pops up that disturbs you guys, let me know. And I'll essentially... I can't tell about this one, it's too short. I'll essentially dislike it so it never pops up again. Larry Weird and Proud says, humans reproduce too much, I quit it too. Firm believer in lower the population in a positive way, but I am outvoted. It's one of those tricky things. And women still get a lot of crap. Like, I don't want to have kids. I am much happier being, and it's a very cultural related thing too. Some cultures and religions, you know, they essentially don't believe that you can go, you know, participate in the afterlife without, you know, having a child. which through my cultural lens is extremely sad, but through somebody else's cultural lens, that's just, it's sad that I wouldn't want to have children. Oh, that's right, I can nudge things with the arrow keys while still in the thing. So, there's that. Like, my Kenyan friends are like, what do you mean you don't want to have kids? I'm like, I don't want to have kids. Who's going to take care of you when you're old? I'm like, hopefully, you know, I will have, I don't like how that one sounds. Like, hopefully I will have saved up enough money to take care of that. Hopefully I will have, you know, essentially treated my niece and nephew well. And yeah, that puts a lot of pressure on them. Okay, it is rotating what I want it to do. And that puts an immense amount of pressure on my niece and nephew, which I don't intend to do, but I mean, these totally were taken at different wavelengths. I think they're lined up. Which I don't mean to put that kind of pressure on my niece and nephew, but it's... I realize that America does not have a good system in place for all. Plus, if I'm lucky, I can get into a veteran's home, which isn't perfect, but it's better than not having anything at all. I know! You know, seeing all these lined up like this, I'm like, yeah, this totally makes sense. It's the same data set. So I'm gonna zoom in a bit more. Oh, wrong button. And I think I feel like the main elements are lined up. I know there's some like cosmic ray hits, and it looks like there might be some stuff that's off just a teeny tiny smidgen. But it looks like everything else is lined up correctly. So we're gonna go with that. So I'm gonna save this and pull up chat, because I keep losing chat because I keep downvoting songs. DPI says, it's worse for you Americans since you have almost no health insurance and social security. Exactly. And, yeah, it's slightly terrifying. It is slightly terrifying. I'm lucky in the fact that I kind of have a bit more, simply because I was in the service. Yeah. Simply because I was in the service, but it could be a lot worse. Trillian says, speaking as a person in a nursing home for medical reasons, it's not all that bad. I learned old people 70 plus really love to gamble. Oh man. Yeah, it depends on the nursing home. A lot of people feel like I will end up in, not a lot of people, there are some people that are terrified of ending up in a really bad nursing home, which they do exist, they do. Favorite Human's mom works in a nursing home, and she sees, it's a good nursing home, and she sees both the worst and the best of people. And I really feel like families have a role to play in that as well. Not just like your children, but like your nieces, your nephews, you know, cousins, aunts, uncles, like all of that have a part to play in that. So, yeah. The paperwork that you do have to jump through to get the appropriate help here is insane. It really is insane. And if you don't know how to navigate all of that, you can get lost in it. If you don't know that you can file appeals, you can get lost in all of that. So, There's that. But yeah, there are people that are like, oh no, who's going to take care of you? I'm like, well, hopefully androids. Or I will end up in a good place, or I will just stay physically active and stay on my own for a while. So my grandfather's like in his 90s and he's still living at home. He has somebody that lives with him, so. Sammy says, and you never know how the world is in like 30 to 40 years. Indeed. Indeed. Which is terrifying. It's terrifying. So. Veronica Kier says, when Dad needed 24/7 care, the nursing home was good. I could still go during the day to help with his care. And if you're one of the you know, family members that was there and like literally helping and, you know, going and running to the nurse's station to grab things and not being like, oh, he needs XYZ to the nurses all the time. Favorite Human's mother would love you. Those are her favorite kind of family members to deal with, are the ones that are like, I know where everything is. I want to get it myself. I don't want to bug you guys. Tell me how to help to, you know, reduce your load, because the nurses that work at some of these places are really overworked. And, you know, they have clients patients, whatever you want to call them, that feel like, you know, they're their own personal nurse, and that's just not the case. Oh, you helped him and his roommate. Oh, that makes me happy. And I hear the cat coming back. Meow. Are you gonna meow the entire way over here? Sorry, I'm going through music trying to find something. It's not depressing. Terminal B, shuttle to Mars. Hopefully that's not depressing. Alright, so I'm gonna pull up OBS. And I know we didn't get a whole lot done on this image today, but I'm okay with that. I'm happy that we just got all the right data in instead of having two wrong things. As cool as this title is, there we go. Hopefully that's a happier sound. Alright, so I heard a cat. Come here, cat. Oof. We've been talking about some heavy things. Did you come to lighten the mood? He's like, I don't like how you're holding me, Mom. Give me 1 second, buddy. Give me 1 second. A cheap guitar and golden age of astronomy. It is. Also, I am so happy that you helped both him and his roommate. That was really awesome of you, Veronica. Alright. So, looks like I screwed up doggy cam again. So hey, are you gonna show all these nice people that you like your treat? No. No. Ah! 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 Alright, bye, Larry! This is me trying to be like, hey, cat, no, don't. I tried. I was going to shower you with cuteness, but the cat's like, nope! And he's crying for food, so. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, I really need to get a better place for this dog cam, because it keeps moving. How about we put it there? Attack cat. He really is an attack cat. Oh my goodness. And he's still over here. Hi, kitty. Here, you can sit in my lap. I'm not going to put anything in your face. It's okay. It's okay. He's like, no, I don't like that, Mom. So, Great Escape. Attack cat. Yeah, now he's really? Don't you want to sit on the porch later? And sniff at the air? No? Okay. Okay. Alright. This music's just not doing us any favors, so I'm just gonna pause it. Hey. Okay, so we got all the right data up, and I know what channel is what, so hopefully I can go in next time and figure out what channel goes with what wavelength, because I feel like that would be documented somewhere. I feel like that would be documented somewhere. You really don't want to be on camera. You want attention, but you don't want to be on camera. Okay, 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 okay. Oof, okay. It's okay. You don't have to be on camera. It's okay. It's okay. You can just sit in my lap. He's like, okay, Mom, pet me. Just sit in my lap. It's okay. He is so shy. He's like, I want your attention. I want some things. Let's see, can I tilt my camera down? I want some things, but I don't want to be on camera. Lap cat over lap dog. He's quieter than the lap dog. No. No. Are you gonna hop off now? And he's gone. And he's gone. So, he's still gonna cry. Aw, poor kitty. He's a good kitty. He really is. He's just being a pain. I am gonna sit out on the porch with him in a little bit and see if he'll eat the treats out on the porch. Because maybe it's something about how I'm holding him, how they smell. I don't know. I don't know. It's a big tube of this cat. He is a good cat. So, not super productive, but I feel like we had a good conversation today, so there's that. I enjoy sitting and chatting with you guys. So, some housekeeping things. I don't know if Dr. Pamela is going to paint later. If I were you, I would count on no. I do know that she's really, 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 she's really not feeling well. I don't think I have an update either. She's pretty sick. Oh, thank you. She's not feeling well. She's pretty sick. I don't really want to get into details because it's not my place for details. But I mean, you can watch for planet painting today, but I personally wouldn't count on it. I may or may not be doing daily space tomorrow, so don't be surprised if you see me for daily space. If she's not doing daily space tomorrow, I don't think she'll be up for doing astronomy cast. So as always, just stay tuned. We'll, try to cover where we can, but sometimes it's tricky and things of that nature. Yeah, I guess we did learn how to find data to interpret images and make sure that everything from the Spitzer set is indeed all from the same set of data, because that was a little weird before, because we weren't too sure if it was all from the same data set, and I was fairly certain that it was different data sets, but getting to actually look at the readmes and see that one was from cryogenic mission and one was definitely not, that was enough for me to go, no, we probably shouldn't combine these. But now that we have all the right data, I know what channels they're for, and they're marked in the file in case I lose my post-it. And next time we'll probably look into what channel is colorized in, or what channel is what wavelength, and then see what wavelengths get marked with which colors, because because we have 4, we could technically just do RGB, but it might end up being something different. So yeah, it's time for the wall of text. While I get ready for the wall of text and the credits, now is the time to suggest people to raid. Sammy says, will you do astronomy cast then with the toilet special? Oh my, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all know I'm still learning and reading about toilets, right? Do I have my bag? Hold on. Let me show you the book I still want to read that I haven't read yet. So this is technically a children's book, and it has the nice hardcover on it because it's actually a softcover book. and it is called How Do You Go to the Bathroom in Space? So I have not read this yet. I've done a lot of research, and a lot of it's just stuck in my head. When was this printed? It doesn't even belong to ISU, and I'm worried that nobody's ever read it. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm terrified to open it. This is copyright 1999. And I'm kind of worried that this is one of those books that's been like part of their library, but nobody's requested or read, which, by the way, if you guys didn't know, when you go to your library, do not reshelve your own books. Take them back to the circulation desk. That way it gets counted as, you know, them being used. And sometimes, even though you're fairly certain you're putting the book back in the right place, you might actually be putting it back in the wrong place. Plus, you're literally taking work from people that are bored. So, yeah, no, I have a whole lot more research to do. So, but this is definitely one of the things I'm looking forward to reading. And definitely, please use your local library. If they might have agreements with other libraries to get... Hey! Shh! Tinkerbell! They might have access to books at other libraries, so if your library doesn't have a book, you know, ask. They might be able to get you it. And also hit them up if you want scientific papers, because rather than pay $30, $60, $70 per paper on the internet, you can probably get them through your local library for free. So there. That's my PSA about libraries and how they are awesome, because there's a lot of material that I've read about space toilets that's I could not have afforded, including a book that was like $300. $300. This is why libraries are awesome. Whew. So, alright, so wall of text, please, while I do the wall of text, please suggest somebody to raid. I pretty much have credits almost all the way lined up, and we're ready to go. Needs an addendum on the advances in space toilets over the last 20 years. I don't know if there's been that many advances. So when do you publish your paper? We've actually been talking about me doing a blog post, and Dr. Feldmeyer at Youngstown State has been joking that I'm going to end up writing a book about it, which I'm finding a lot of material, but it's not all in one place. And like, there's like the book I'm going to read is literally a children's book, and it's almost difficult to know which direction to take with this. Like, I have website addresses saved, and I haven't created a website yet. Like, part of me is like, okay, I need to sit down and actually total up, you know, how many toilets exactly have been burned up in the atmosphere. And there's a part of me that's like, oh, I can get really geeky and break it down by, you know, month and year, and, you know, which country did this. And spoiler alert, most of the toilets that have been burned up in the atmosphere have been by Russia, and that's literally because of how their spacecraft was designed. So space toilet bloopers, maybe I've thought about, on the treatise of space toilets, advice for the modern day astronaut. Oof. I know that some advice should be make the Apollo bags not clear. Jeez, oh my god, that would be terrifying. I spoke recently with a friend from Vermont, and it was, no joke, we're in the bar and I'm talking about space toilets, because that's what I do now, apparently. And I was describing the Apollo bags, and he's like, I think I know a few farmers that would be totally okay with that. Apollo bags, spoiler alert, you had to, like, massage germicide in with the solid waste, like Play-Doh, so the bags wouldn't inflate and explode everywhere. So, yeah, that's a thing. But advice for the modern day astronaut, my advice would be, definitely make sure someone knows how to flush the toilet, or not how to flush the toilet, how to fix the toilet, because nope, 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 nope. Anyways, but yeah, there's been some talk. No, actually, you do not want to eat fiber. No. They eat a low residue diet, which is things that your body does a pretty good job of digesting and leaving nothing left over, which on Earth is not what you want to do, because fiber has a very important role, you know, keeping things going. But when you don't want to go, you don't eat fiber. So yeah, they actually eat a low residue diet. I don't know if that's daily up on the ISS, but before launches and landings, they eat a low residue diet, which means there's not a whole lot of solid waste. So Apollo astronauts, I guess, ate half of their allotted rations because they didn't want to mess with the Apollo bags. See, I am full of weird factoids. I am full of weird factoids. So yeah, yeah, TPI says one man's space toilet is another man's human waste reprocessing plant. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, what it was on the shuttle. On the ISS, one toilet recycles urine into drinking water, which, yeah. Being an astronaut sounds cool till you think about, like, all the things that go into it. Like, I don't know if I'd want to be an astronaut. I don't think. Man of Steel using an Apollo blue bag. See, if the bags were blue, because I know the original ones were see-through. I don't know if the bags were blue. If they were blue, or at least not entirely clear plastic, that would be better. Just something. So you didn't have to... I just try to think of it as Play-Doh. And that's how I get through this. So, yeah, you have opinions? Okay. Alright, the cat has opinions. The dog has opinions. Because his opinion is apparently he doesn't want to be on camera if he's not getting paid. Which, I don't blame him. There, have more Cheerios. But yeah, I've thought about doing, like, data entry and processing while I've been on stream, and I just don't know if that's something that would be interesting enough, or if I'd be able to have enough bandwidth to process data into a spreadsheet that I actually want. So there's that. Maybe I'll get lucky and find a table that somebody's already made, and I can just copy paste it into a spreadsheet and then work on it from there. So we'll see. I have to figure out how everybody does these fancy, data websites. Because the website itself I can probably break down and do bits and pieces on the stream. So, but yeah, we'll see. There's things that I could be doing that were cool. Anyway, so wall of text, suggestions for people to raid. Because I think that was just Favorite Human asking if it's safe to come inside now. And yeah, so let's wrap this up. Thank you everybody for tuning in, first of all. So this has been part of Written Blue says, hi, I wonder what is interesting myself. Wayne Johnson says, a bag being transparent lets you know if there's a problem. I know, but you're massaging your own solid waste. You're massaging your own solid waste. So there's that. Yeah, everybody's hitting me up now. So so yeah, thank you everybody. I'm getting hit up with messages about GOT tonight and things of that nature, and I've only had the laptop 2 days. How do you think I've done surgery on it? I haven't even ordered parts yet. So yeah, so first of all, this has been a production of CosmoQuest. Hi! We stream Sunday through Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern. Right now that's 1700 hours UTC. Our streams are kind of on the short side, so you definitely want to get here by 1700 hours UTC. So Sundays is myself, hi, Annie, doing Science Sunday, which is usually myself colorizing space telescope data. And today we worked on making sure all the right data was in the image that we're going to colorize. Next week we'll go on and figure out what colors go with what channels, now that that's all sorted. And Monday through Friday is Daily Space, your astronomy and space news update. So yeah, I think Wednesday for sure is the day that I do Daily Space this week, and we'll talk about space missions and things that went up in the air and things that didn't, and things that'll go up in the air soon. Our host institution is Planetary Science Institute out of Tucson, Arizona, working in collaboration with Youngstown State University here in, I think it's summer-ish, Youngstown, Ohio. So PSI is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, which is fancy speak for your donations are tax deductible where laws allow. Speaking of donations, we are brought to you by you. So thank you for all of your donations, your subscriptions, your bits, your pledges on Patreon, your merch purchases. Thank you for all of it. It allows me and a couple other people to collect a paycheck, for which we are eternally grateful. So thank you again. And if you ever miss an episode, we archive these on YouTube on our channel after about a day or so. So if you missed the video on demand, you can totally catch it on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, come join us for the live stream. It's fun. And if you can't afford to do any of those money things above, that's okay too. Just hit follow and chill and chat with us. Talk to me about space toilets, because apparently I really like talking about space toilets. It disturbs some people, it amuses me to no end. And yeah, but essentially, I'm sorry there's no dogs on camera, but let's fix that. There should be at least, that should bring at least one dog on camera. So yeah, thank you to everybody for everything, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be Dr. Pamela hosting. It might not be. You'll get more of me. So with that, I'm going to roll the credits, and we're going to find somebody to raid, and it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. So until next time, be awesome to each other. If the skies allow, you know, look up, and have a wonderful insert time of day here, be that morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night. And I'll see you later. Bye.